Hello, it's Mark Albert. Thank you so much for being with me today. Today we're going to look at the topic of debt. It's a very important topic, and the stuff we're going to talk about might be difficult for some people because of their current circumstances are very stressful when it comes to their debt. So we're going to look at 8 signs your debt is out of control. And the reason we're looking at this is because of an article I read this week, and it's such a difficult topic for some people that I'm going to actually have an action plan for people to take advantage of if they're in a difficult situation and they want help to get out of that. Okay, so stay tuned to the end for that. So I was reading the Huffington Post a couple days ago, and I read an article on how insolvencies, which is bankruptcy and consumer proposals, have gone up pretty drastically year over year. And so this chart, you might not be able to see the numbers too well, but I'm going to explain it quickly. But from October of 2017 to October of 2018, it's gone up in Canada, bankruptcies, consumer proposals. In Canada, 9.2%. That's been the increase year over year. Now, in that time, there's been 4 Bank of Canada interest rate increases. And just prior to that time, there was a 5th one. So in the last year and a half, we've had 5 increases to the rate. So if you had debt back then and you were having a hard time managing it, it just gets a little bit worse as the rates go up. So people are overspending, and then it just gets worse beyond that, and so on. So PEI in British Columbia on the far other side, about 20%, 19-20%. PEI almost 21% increase year over year. And Ontario, the province I'm in, 6.6%. So that was pretty drastic stuff, and that source is from the Office of the Superintendent of Bankruptcy. So it's reliable information. So we're going to look at 8 signs your debt is out of control. So the first one is you can only pay the minimum on your credit card. So if you can only pay your minimum on your credit card, it's a big problem because credit card is what a lot of people would call a revolving debt. And it's designed so you only have a minimum that you have to pay, but if you do that, you're kind of locked into a debt cycle for a long, long period of time. And it's a problem. If you do it on one debt, but if you do it on many debts, many of your credit cards, it's a huge problem. So another sign would be that your debt is growing every month. A third sign will be that at least one of your credit cards is maxed out. So let's say all 3 of these apply to you. And most likely, if this one or that one, they all do. So if you're paying the minimums on your credit card and one of them's maxed out, then it's going to be a problem, big problem. And as a result, you're probably not saving any money. Debt collectors, they may have started calling you. So if debt collectors are calling you, that's a sign that the debt is out of control. You're late on bills, the reason why is because you lack the funds. So if you're late one time because, administratively you made a mistake, that's one thing. But if you're late because of lack of funds, that's a problem. You applied for credit and you were rejected. You borrow money to pay your bills. And so oftentimes, if you're paying your minimum, one of them's maxed out here, what sometimes people do is they'll take one of their other credit cards, remaining money, and they'll use it to pay the minimum payment on this maxed out one because they just don't have the extra money. So if 1 or 2 or several or all of these are your reality, then you're probably really stressed out right now. And I feel for that because I work with a lot of people who have difficulties with their debt. And so what I'd like to do is I might be able to help. And what you would want to do is set up an appointment with me to discuss your situation. Now, I will only work with people in the GTA because I work out of the Greater Toronto area. So if you're in the Greater Toronto area and some of those apply to you and you would like to get help, I might be able to help. I need to meet with you to discuss. Now, if you come and you want help, you're going to have to make a commitment to read my book. And so I have a book here, Ready, Reset, Refocus. And this book will help you to reset your thinking and to refocus your financial strategy, which is important because when you're in this debt cycle, you want to hit the reset button, fix it, and you want to refocus going in the right financial direction. So I would be willing at the appointment to give you a copy of my book for free only if you make a commitment to read it and make a commitment to modify your financial situation so you're in a better situation as time moves on. Listen, I hope this helps. And if you're struggling out there, you don't have to do this alone, and I can help you think through some important things here. Listen, thanks for being with me today. Feel free to subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. Have a great day. Look forward to talking again soon.